I'm really excited for this. I've been waiting a long time for this. Yeah? Awesome. You ready, audience? Fantastic. I think we're going to have a fantastic show, honestly. I hope you have a wonderful time. I hope I get a chance to see you later on with, of course, with the sing-along. I know it's going to be really special. I know I never got a chance to do this last time, earlier on in January, but I hope you all enjoy yourself. And I've got a massive surprise lined up. I think some of you might know this already, but I'm going to tell all about it when we start filming. But are you ready again, audience? Is everyone ready? Hello? Yes, speaking. Yeah, I'm all ready to go. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, sure thing. Yeah, enjoy yourself. Yeah, I'm hosting, remember. But if you want to be a part of it, you know, you're more than happy to become a part of it later on as well, so. Yeah, sure. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hello? Microphone test. Awesome, fantastic. Okay then. Yeah, I'll see you later on at the Vaudeville Theatre. Alright then. Yeah, have a good show. You too. Thank you. Bye. Alright everyone, are we ready? Okay, places everyone. Let's get this next, of course, version of SIX The Musical underway. The Royal West End Sing-Along. Oh my goodness, 2022. And now I finally get the chance to have it being filmed. This is going to be an amazing thing that I have waited almost 3/4 of the year now. But it's all been worth it, honestly. It's going to be really fun. Alright then guys, let's do it. And enjoy yourself, audience. Enjoy yourselves, because this is your chance to have a big part of it as well. Hi everyone. Jack Wright, also known as Jackpot Button Lewis on YouTube and Real Next Gen King Henry VIII on Instagram here. And before the programme begins, we'd like to dedicate this programme of SIX The Musical, the Royal West End Sing-Along 2022 to one very special person who we unfortunately lost over a few weeks ago. And I'm sure most of you already know who that person was. Her name was Her Royal Majesty Queen Elizabeth II of England and the United Kingdom. She was a very special person to all of us, and the remarkable reign that she's had just recently, from just a few months ago, celebrating her Platinum Jubilee of 70 years on the throne, will never be forgotten. It was one of the best events that I'd ever experienced in the whole of my life. And I always wanted to have that amazing chance to hopefully see her one time. I may be no royalist, but I looked up to her in a very special way, because she was a truly unbelievable and unique monarch for the whole of where not I'm just based here in England, but also as a whole nation of the United Kingdom also too, and including the Commonwealth, which she has been a part of and also been Secretary of State for many, many years. But with also that being said, we know that, of course, that her passing was not just a shock to all of us, but also this was a very, very interesting time, and also a very unusual time for it to happen as well. I mean, I can go on and on and on about it happening, but since the National Day of Mourning and the period of national mourning has now officially come to an end from earlier on this week, we can now move on from it and now look to our new hopeful monarch, who I know won't be coronated until next year, but on behalf of myself, Jack Wright, and everyone from the production team here on SIX The Musical, the Royal West End Singalong 2022, we have our deepest and heartfelt condolences to the new King, King Charles III, and to also his sons of Prince William, Harry, his partner Kate Middleton, and also Harry's partner Meghan, and everyone else of the royal family. Our hearts are within yours, and to also say that Your Majesty, you will be sadly missed, but you done your duty, and you done it as happy and glorious as the national anthem would normally be said as well. God rest Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. Thanks very much for listening, and enjoy the programme you're about to watch.
Arrogant, Boleyn, Seymour, Cleves, Howard, Parr. How could they do this to me? You haven't seen nothing yet, Queens. You are going down. I'm the King of England, and I could do what I want. Prepare to surrender, or perish. Off with your heads! They can't come back to life. I got rid of them years ago. Not again. Not again. Oh, I tried to do that once before, but I failed. Now they're taking over the whole of the United Kingdom. Once again. You may be lucky to take over London, but you're not going to take the whole of the United Kingdom, Queens. I am King of England, and I can do what I want. Prepare to surrender again, or perish. Off with your heads!
No. No. No! Your Majesty! Your Majesty! Your Majesty!
Go away! Whoever you are!
What, Your Majesty?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were one of my ex-wives.
What, Your Majesty?
Yes.
I'm one of your courtiers, Your Majesty.
Oh, you are? I'm so sorry. I just had the most horrendous dream.
You had a bad dream about your ex-wives, Your Majesty?
Yes!
Well, that's absolutely outrageous.
I remember from what I saw. I just remember seeing the faces of my ex-wives I used to be with. The time when they have formed a pop band. And the amount of times that I've tried to stop them and I've failed every single time. There's so much I can remember. And I want to forget it.
Are you all right?
I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm just traumatized about what I have done for the last few years. And I just can't take it anymore. And I know that I have wanted to try and stop them. But I just can't. I just can't take it anymore.
What would that be then, Your Majesty?
There's so much I could take.
You must be going mad, Your Majesty. Do you want me to get your psychiatric doctor, Your Majesty?
No, no. It's fine. I just don't know what to do. They just keep coming back to haunt me. And every time I try and do something, they're always there when I least expect it.
Your Majesty, a few of the other courtiers of your royal court, Your Majesty, have come up with a proposition that we may think that should be done.
What's that?
then, courtier. We think since you have failed so many times to try and stop your ex-wives from all the success they've been having in the music industry recently, that you should now decide to join up with them and support them for the first time.
What? No! No, I can't do that!
Your Majesty, I understand that this would be a hard pill for you to swallow. But your ex-wives have gone on to have massive success, especially in the theatre industry. It's quite remarkable of what they've achieved over the last few years. Some writers called Toby Marlowe and Lucy Moss have made them famous again. And I know that they don't even talk about you, but you have a chance to be still a part of it. You made those women what they are today.
Yes, I have. But I honestly don't think it's the right thing to do.
Well, what's your idea then?
I think the idea I've had is to now come up with a new oath of allegiance, and instead of being so against and being so indignant and also disrespectful to what my ex-wives have done over the last few years of my reign of King of England, is to form and also make a new oath of allegiance that I can finally support them after so long. I know they don't see me, that I want to help them. And that's what I wanted to do initially, but it just got out of hand.
Oh my goodness! Why didn't we even think of that earlier on? Your Majesty, that is a great idea. We never thought of that initially, did we? Well, not at all, no. Your Majesty, you have come up with something that even anyone else here at the royal court of your palace couldn't even think of than yourself. Your Majesty, this idea should be put forward. If this has been an idea you've had for a very long time, this couldn't come at a more better time than now. Just think what you could do for the fans of this show, and even for what even your ex-wives have done for not just the music industry, but for the theatre industry as well. It should be an idea that should be embraced, not loathed.
You're right. You're absolutely right, courtier. This has gone long far enough. Some things have to change. And if I want to be rid of just being ridiculed for the rest of my life by my ex-wives, with all the success of being a new upcoming pop band, this is the only thing I can do. And there's nothing else I can do apart from this. Please do, courtier. Let everyone know in the whole of my palace that I'm about to do this.
Why, of course, Your Majesty. Your Majesty.
I can't believe this. I can't believe this day has finally come. After so long. Aragon, Boleyn, Seymour, Cleves, Howard and Parr. What you have done to me, I never thought would ever happen. And I am absolutely ashamed of what I have done. But I really want to make up this to you now. I can prove to you that I am a good person. I was only just trying to create my legacy as a King of England. And that was way back when. But as of currently, things always have to change as of right now. If you want me to help you, I swear by Almighty God that I will do it. If it is in God's law to help you all, I am here, and I am very, very responsible for this upcoming thing that I'm about to do. I just want this to be over with. Please! Come on, Henry. Your father, of course, my father would always have said to me that I wanted to do something in my life to make him proud. Well, I think my time has finally come. If I don't do this, I'm just going to be ridiculed for more and more for the rest of my life, as I've just said. Come on, Henry. I know you don't want to do this. But honestly, this is for the future of everyone who has supported them since the very beginning. It's time for reconciliation.
Are you nearly ready, Your Majesty, for your speech? Yes, Chamberlain, I am. Do you need any help getting on to your throne, Your Majesty? No, I'm fine. Am I in shot? Can you adjust it, please? I know this is very last minute, isn't it? Yes, I do have a bit of a knowing of what I'm going to say. Yeah, I was going to say. Well, that's perfect. That's perfectly fine. Yeah, I most certainly am in shot. No, it's totally fine. Never in my life have I ever thought I would need to do this. Your Majesty, I understand that this would be something that you would not normally do. But what you're about to do could really be something that is basically history in the making. I honestly think that what you are doing, this idea that you've had, has been one that we have been waiting for years. Chamberlain, are you sure this idea will work? Your Majesty, I understand that you are a whirlwind of emotions and feelings at the moment. But as soon as you have done this, you will feel much better for it. And I mean, you are the current King of England. I mean, we can only suggest ideas, but you seem to have the best ones. Well, I'm sure they'll be all watching very, very soon when this goes live. I just hope that I can at least try to be nice for once. And I know I was fighting for power for many years, but now, since I now have this new oath of allegiance just below me, I know I couldn't reign forever. At least I know my legacy will still be intact. Very well, Chamberlain. Your Majesty, we're about to go live on the Tudor Dynasty Broadcasting Union channel. Are you ready? Right, I need to get ready. Well, at least I'm in shot, aren't I? Yes. Oh, of course. Oh, really? Oh, yeah, of course. I know it's going to be live, isn't it? Yes. No, sorry, I just had an itch on my nose. Okay, let's do this as quick as we can. We are against time here. Yes, I am. Okay, stand by. We're about to interrupt normal broadcasting for this announcement from Hampton Court Palace of His Royal Majesty King Henry VIII of England. Good luck, Your Majesty. Good luck, Your Majesty. Good luck, Your Majesty. This is the Tudor Dynasty Broadcasting Union, broadcasting all across the Kingdom of England. We now interrupt normal scheduled programming to bring you this important royal address from His Royal Majesty King Henry VIII of England from his home palace of Hampton Court. Good day to you all, my lords, ladies, and loyal royal subjects all across the Kingdom of England. Today, I stand before you with a troubled heart. Over the last few years, for some of you who might have not already known, the ex-wives that were previously part of my reign have come back to life and formed a brand new pop band simply titled SIX. They have been around for a few years now, and since I found out about this news, I have been full of resentment, rage, and also alienation. And over the last few years, that when I have tried to stop my ex-wives from doing what they have been doing over the last few years or so, performing to everyone in the kingdom and even across the world is something I never thought would ever happen in my life. And I have been filled with so much guilt and also indignance as well beforehand when I found out that so many of you have been supporting my ex-wives as a new pop band, and I know that you have been filled with loathe for me for being alienated to them. Well, as of today, I am pleased to announce that I know that I don't normally do this, but I have been now forced to do this, and to stop myself from getting any more ridicule from all of you watching, I have now decided on something that I never thought I'd ever do in the whole of my life and my reign of King of England, and that is to make a brand new oath of allegiance to the 6 wives of also myself and them, as once again formed as a new pop music band of 6. As I do have this oath of allegiance that I just made over the last few weeks or so, and now that on behalf of myself, I, King Henry VIII, former King of England, Ireland and France, and former head of the Church of England, swear by Almighty God that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Queens of SIX The Musical, their heiresses and their successors according to law. So please help me God. I will give my loyalty to the newly named Queendom and respect its rights and freedoms. I will, as in duty bound, honestly and faithfully defend the Queens of SIX The Musical, their heiresses and successors, in person, in crown, and in dignity, against all enemies, and will observe and obey all orders of the Queens of SIX The Musical, their heiresses and successors set over me. You're one of a kind, no category. Too many years lost in history. Now you are free to take your crowning glory. And I also would like to inform everyone in the kingdom, now formally now known as the Queendom of England, that I am going to be making a special appearance at their next performance later on this week at the Vaudeville Theatre in London, where there will be a special appointed Royal West End sing-along performance that I will be very grateful to be there in presence for you all. And to everyone else watching, I understand that you know me for what I am normally used to. But as of today, this is a new chapter and the start of a brand new monarchy that will take over this newly named Queendom. I look forward to seeing you in a few days' time, when I will also be supporting my ex-wives for the very first time, and to see all of you there at the Vaudeville Theatre in London for this very special and exclusive performance. I look forward to seeing you all in a few days' time. Congratulations, Your Majesty! You've done it! And with no mistakes at all, live! Hear, hear! Congratulations, Your Majesty! Are you really?
Oh, Your Majesty, you must be so proud of what you've achieved and what you've just done there right now.
I just hope that this is the best way forward. This is not anything from the past now. I just want the future to be hopeful and optimistic. We have gone through so much, as also a newly found queendom now. And also we can also pay our respects to a monarch I never got a chance to meet initially during my past life. And God rest you, Her Majesty, Queen Elizabeth II. This is all for you, Your Majesty, and also for the newly appointed King of England, King Charles III. We'll always remember your name, Elizabeth. God rest our gracious Queen, and long live our new and noble King.
But now we're one of a kind, no category two. The years lost in history, we're free to take our crowning glory for 5 more minutes. We're one of a kind, no category two. The years lost in history, we're free to take our crowning glory for 5 more minutes. We're six. Whoa, whoa, we're six. Whoa, we're six. Whoa, whoa, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're one of a kind, no category two. The years lost in history, we're free to take our crowning glory for 5 more minutes. We're six. Whoa, we're six. Whoa, we're six. Whoa, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more minute. We're six.
It's Sunday night. It's 6 o'clock, and we're exclusively live on YouTube. And welcome to the SIX The Musical, the Royal West End Singalong 2022, live from the Vaudeville Theatre. And now, ladies and gentlemen, lords, ladies, and fellow loyal royal subjects, please welcome your host for tonight's show, the Duke of Norfolk, and he may be a king of the castle, but you may certainly don't want to get down with him, you dirty rascals. Please welcome Mr. Jack Wright.
Category two, the years lost in history, we're free to take our crowning glory for 5 more minutes. We're one of a kind, no category two. The years lost in history, we're free to take our crowning glory for 5 more minutes. We're six.
Yes! Thank you! Thank you very much! Thank you! Please, it's only just me! I haven't even got anyone else around me! Thank you, please! You're too kind, you're too kind! Please, settle down! Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and loyal royal subjects of my court for today's show, and also for this evening. Hello, everybody! My name is Jack Wright, also known as Jackpot Button Lewis on YouTube, and also Real Next Gen King Henry VIII on Instagram here, and welcome to SIX The Musical, the Royal West End Singalong 2022! Yes, that's right, everybody. I am back with, of course, once again, another episode all dedicated to my favourite musical in the world at the moment, and that is, of course, the pop-themed musical, all based around on a pop concert and also a competition, all based on the format, with the format being included, of the modern reincarnation and also a modern take on that very famous time in British history, and that is, of course, the ruthless King of England himself from the Tudor period of King Henry VIII and his 6 wives. That's right, everybody. For most of you who may already remember this show, I mean, I have covered this show so many times here on YouTube, exclusively live right now as you're watching right here. But tonight is a very, very special night indeed, because we may have been, of course, all across the UK recently. I mean, unbelievably, this is not the first time that I have seen the show this year. Unbelievably, everybody, I've actually seen the show now twice this year, would you believe? And tonight I'm seeing it for a 3rd time, and also this time is very, very different from the last 2 performances that I have done, and or been to see, of course, for that matter. And of course tonight it is all about something that unbelievably I never thought it would ever be given this opportunity, and I already went to see one earlier on this year that had this format, as well as the main one that is also included in the show. It is, of course, once again, as I said earlier on, a royal sing-along performance. Now, I think it's pretty obvious, you might know what it is, of course, what that kind of performance is. It is where, for the very first time, and in just a while as well, this is the first time I'm actually covering, of course, the first ever sing-along performance of SIX The Musical, where, once again, it's the very same show and the very same format as I mentioned earlier on. But the big difference is that all of you at home, and also the audience that are here tonight, and also that will be going to the Vaudeville Theatre later on this evening for tonight's performance, they can all sing along with the Queens tonight. Because normally in the original show, they're not allowed to do that. You can occasionally do that also. I've done it a few times, unbelievably, at the end of the show for the Mega 6 at the end. And unbelievably, from the last few times that I have done that, some of you may remember that over the last few times that I have, of course, been a part of the Mega 6 for certain productions, I get a real kick out of it, ladies and gentlemen. Honestly, it's one of those things that you can really be a part of, because, I mean, you know, it's your way of thanking, and also a form of expressionism, I think, you know, to the performers who basically just play those roles. And I mean, they do still play those same roles also after when they have done the show, but when, of course, anyone who plays the role of Catherine Howard and saying, do you want one more song? I'm sure most of you already know, of course, how that all happened tonight. But to any of you at home that have no idea, of course, what it's all about, like I said, it is all about all of you at home watching, and everyone else here in the studio, and also, like I said, that are going to go and see the show later on this evening at the Vaudeville Theatre, and that is where we also are heading for tonight's performance. And for some of you who have no idea where that is, it is, of course, in London's West End, a very different venue from the other previous venues that I've been to, of course, obviously previously, the last time that I went to see Six was, of course, the Divorce Beheaded live from Hampton Court Palace, the raw reunion of the original West End cast, Queens as well. And honestly, that experience, I know it was only just a few months ago, but the experience was unbelievable. I think, as I said, it was one of the best places to have performed an actual version of the show. It was slightly different, as you may remember. If any of you have not seen that performance of SIX The Musical, you can also check it out by the end of this episode, and by clicking the link, of course, the video link to watch you can relive, of course, all the experience of the Raw reunion, Divorce Beheaded live from Hampton Court Palace at the end of the show when this is finished. But tonight, let's focus on, of course, once again with this tonight's performance. And like I said, it is all about everyone else that may be, of course, watching tonight, including myself, because also I will be joining with my dad as well later on, who will be taking me to, I managed to get tickets, unbelievably, from the third row, because the last time that I went to one of these was earlier on this year in January. Also, it was around the time when COVID was still a big thing, so I had to wear a face mask. But good news is, everybody, is that actually the COVID cases have started to go down quite substantially now, which is quite incredible. And loads of people have been saying that it may not be over just yet, but we are, of course, really moving ahead in a very optimistic way. And honestly, tonight I have been told that I won't need to wear one tonight, but also I know that a load of other things going on, so I mean, it could be argued, but it's not like we can't sing with a face mask on, because I have done that before, and I did do that previously the last time I went to see the show. And honestly, it's a great pleasure to once again be going to see it again. And also, unbelievably, what was so great about that performance, or this version of the show, of course the sing-along performance of SIX The Musical, is that it's also highly encouraged to anyone who goes to see the show to dress up as their favourite queen. And that has been done since the very early days of when SIX The Musical first started. For some of you who may remember, all the way back at the Arts Theatre in London's West End, all the way back in 2019. And unbelievably, it was actually on the day of my birthday when they did the first one, ladies and gentlemen. It was actually on the 6th of June, and it was just after the day of when Amy Atkinson celebrated her birthday, who was Catherine Howard at the time in the original cast. But she weren't on that time for the first time. Yeah, that was crazy. I think she was just had a day off, basically. Because, I mean, as I've not said before, this show, even when you're singing, the choreography and just the whole show as one whole production is quite demanding, both physically and vocally as well. And honestly, even if you're not part of it as well, like with everyone that's going to be seeing it tonight, it is going to be unbelievable. I mean, to see people get the chance to really sing their hearts out and just enjoy themselves, I mean, it has been something that we have been missing for a long time since the COVID-19 pandemic first started. And honestly, to see, obviously, the audience and fans, like super fans of the show, which I've been very, very grateful to meet over the last, of course, few years, especially not dressing up as my alter ego of King Henry VIII, which he will also make an appearance again tonight as well, everybody. But I am, of course, in a very different costume to what I wore last time. And honestly, it's quite funny, actually, that this costume I actually am wearing is very reminiscent of one of the costumes in the show. It's like a black version of the Parr costume, the Catherine Parr. And I also do know that actually one of the super swings in the show of Esme Rifero, because I have just been told by our production team that she is going to be on tonight. She'll be playing that role once again of Catherine Parr tonight, but we will find out later on in the programme on who will be joining her also on stage as the other 5 queens for this second exclusive Royal West End sing-along performance. because the last time one of these happened was all the way back in January, and let me tell you everybody, it was cold. Honestly, I know it's starting to get a lot more colder now because we have just finished with the summer and we're now into September, of course, starting the first month of the new season of autumn. And but honestly guys, it is despite wearing, of course, that costume from the last time that I saw, of course, my Henry VIII one, which is, of course, just with me, just backstage as well, even though that I'm also looking at a few other people that, because also we have also got a live stream going on at the moment that I can see from outside the Vaudeville Theatre at the moment. And people are going to be queuing very, very shortly to get into the theatre, all ready for the Royal West End Sing-Along tonight. I'm hoping also, because I never got the chance because of the weather conditions from when I did do the Hampton Court Palace performance earlier on this year, I was going to meet up with a few fans that were going to go and see the show and also ask them a few questions on why they love the show so much. And I will be also meeting up with another fellow superfan who unbelievably, I got the chance to see her again just quite recently, seeing, of course, the original West End cast of SIX, the original SIX West End Queens, when they became a pop band called SVN. And for any of you who may remember seeing my episode of Theatre See It Safely, SVN in Concert Special, I went there with a very good friend of mine who I made earlier on in the year, who I also met at the first Royal West End Sing-Along performance at the beginning of this year, and her name is Ella Gretorix, but also known as 7Ella6 on Instagram, because for some of you who may not know already, unfortunately she got hacked by a hacker on online recently, so I know that seems to be a reoccurring thing, like, you know, people are just managing to try and, you know, hack into your account on Instagram. I mean, to be fair, I've actually been through that as well, ladies and gentlemen, honestly. And and what was so annoying about it was that one of my friends, one of my old friends from performing in like youth theatre and amateur dramatics and everything, was actually disguised as him. Unbelievably, it was actually a good friend of mine that I hope he's watching, Lawrence Whitworth. Hi there, Lawrence. Good to see you again, my friend. And I hope you had a fantastic birthday just quite recently as well. And yeah, as I said, that it was terrible. I mean, I never thought that it would ever happen to me, but eventually it did earlier on this year, and I couldn't believe it. But unbelievably, despite having my account for the very first time, to get it, you know, have it wiped and then start anew afresh, it actually felt quite good. So as much as I know it was painful to lose all the footage and things that I had stored on there previously, it was it did actually feel quite cleansing for that to have happened as well. So, but anyway, all that aside, of course, to any of you who want to know where she is, that is of course her name on Instagram, and also I will be seeing her later on, because I will be also checking in with her at the Theatre Cafe, which is of course based here. Once again, of course, our studio is just a few miles away from, once again, the Vaudeville Theatre, where tonight's Royal West End Sing-Along performance of SIX is going to be taking place. But there are so much to look forward to on tonight's show, guys. Honestly, you are in for a treat. Honestly, if you thought the Hampton Court Palace performance was like the best one so far this year, this is going to be also on a very similar level as well, for that matter too. And also, just to quickly remind you that we, as I said already, from the countdown to, of course, before we see the show, we've got loads in store, everybody. Honestly, guys, I mean, we've also, unbelievably, because especially with what's been happening in the world of this musical quite recently, unbelievably, the original West End Queens, like I mentioned earlier on, who did perform at Hampton Court Palace, they actually came back and actually done a professional film production at the very same theatre, would you believe? I know, it's been a long time coming, hasn't it? And I know that, of course, for any of you who have no idea what that was, of course, basically, like I said, it was a professional film production of the very same show, and it once again was filmed at the Vaudeville Theatre. And for any of you who may not remember that happening, we have got one of our SIX The Musical Superfans who actually took a bit of footage in between of when the filming happened. And here's what happened just a few months ago, back in July, when SIX The Musical was professionally filmed once again at the Vaudeville Theatre in London's West End just a few months ago.
So girls, this is all you need to do. You don't need to do anything. Just stand there, strike a pose. Okay. Okay, stand by.
Or you can leave during one of the set pauses that I spoke about, and then afterwards, front of house will let you know a good time to come back in. But those pauses are going to be very, very quick, so bear that in mind. Also, please, throughout the show, please keep your phones off.
That end pose, we're SIX, you're up, okay? Thank you.
Shimmy, yeah?
Stand by everywhere. If you had your phone out before when the girls did it live, then keep your phone out. If you didn't, then put your phone down, just so. So if you had your phone out during the performance, then keep your phone out. If not, okay, girls on your positions, please, for the end of the Mega Six. Yes.
making announcements.
Wow, that was incredible. Can you believe that, everybody? You wouldn't believe that happened just a few months ago, would you, everybody? But there you go, everybody. A massive shout out to, I think I'm trying to make sure I remember her name, Melissa, Sophia, Hannah Cathcart, for providing us that footage of the, once again, of some of the filming, the behind the scenes filming of the professional professional filmed production of SIX The Musical. And I have also been told currently it's still being worked on at the moment. It's still in production, but there isn't a release date just yet. But I do, for what I have been told, I think we will hopefully get an update on hopefully possibly the show being hopefully streamed, and I think it will come out I think later on this year on DVD. I think around Christmas time maybe. But I have heard that from what I did see of what that professional filmed production included, of not just the original West End cast being there, returning there as well, but having it filmed also at the Vaudeville Theatre, once again, that we are, of course, going to be heading to in a few minutes' time, is quite amazing, honestly, because it feels so surreal for it. It's already been in, I think, about 3 theatres now in the across London now, and not just, of course, obviously in the UK touring production as well, that being included as well. But honestly, this musical has gone on from strength to strength, and it's crazy to think that also, unbelievably, next year will be 5 years since the show first was performed. I know, that's crazy, isn't it? I remember, of course, it started off as an amateur production, and I think it was done at the the Cambridge University Dramatic Society. I think it was. I think it was the CD. CU. Sorry. DS. Of course, that's actually the acronym for it as well. And that's where, of course, it all started. And then for the first time it made its professional debut was up at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival just a few years ago, back in 2019. And since then, it's also, once again, has performed at loads of other theatres, not just around the UK, but more specifically here in London. The first time when I went to see it at the Arts Theatre back in 2019, and also the Lyric Theatre, where it came back after being also the very first show back to be opened following the lockdown of theatres. And all of the theatres had to close because of the COVID-19 pandemic, and that was quite an amazing thing for that show to be the first one to be back, even though there were many restrictions. I mean, it's quite crazy to think that, you know, just over a few years ago, the theatre industry was a very different time, or, you know, it was very different from now. And I'm so grateful that we still have it with us, everybody. Honestly, it's, as I've said before, for any of you who may all know that already, of course, I am a massive fan, of course, of theatre. I'm a passionate, of course, follower of theatre, and also a budding performer as well, doing amateur dramatics, as I said earlier on in this programme. And I've always wanted to perform in the West End as well. But it's nice to also have actually been lucky enough to also meet so many stars and performers from the West End, and we're hoping also to do that tonight as well, after the show as well, because I have heard from the last time that I went to one of these Royal West End sing-along performances, they didn't have a stage door because that was when COVID was still in quite a massive spike, where it was from just a few months back, or even right at the very beginning of the year. But I have been told that I will be actually heading over to Stage Door to meet up with the cast that are going to be performing tonight, along with some other fans as well, which I'm really excited. It's the first time that we've actually done this, so fingers crossed. I hope everything goes well. And honestly, guys, as I've said already, I mean, I could go on and on and on about this, but tonight is so exciting. I mean, especially since we have gone through a lot this year, and especially with, obviously, as we know, just a few weeks ago, we tragically lost, of course, a very, very special person who, like, of course, I think, just with the running world of this show, who definitely made history. And, of course, that is Her Royal Majesty, Queen Elizabeth II. And honestly, from once again, I think on behalf of the whole audience here and from all the production team working on SIX The Musical, the Royal West End Singalong 2022, and including myself, we have our deepest and fullest and also sincere, of course, condolences to everyone in the royal family, including our newly appointed monarch right now of King Charles III, and we obviously are thinking about you even through this quite unfortunate and very I think moving time for all of us, and it's quite surreal actually from when it actually just happened just a few days ago with the state funeral, everybody. But obviously that is obviously I'm not trying to go on about it. I mean, the national time for mourning for, of course, our then monarch has now passed, and we hope that you will obviously all the hope and optimism for the future we can only give you as much as we can, and all of our support is all behind you, and honestly you I understand you've got some big shoes to fill, Your Majesty, but on behalf of myself, I know that you have got a very, very important job to do now in running our country, and once again we all stand beside you and for the future, and we also look forward to your coronation later on, of course, not this year, but I have heard that you're going to do it next year as well, so we will be looking forward to that as well. But anyway, everyone, of course, moving aside from that, actually getting a little bit, of course, slightly off topic, and yes, sorry? Oh my goodness me, I do apologise. I didn't even realise that I've talked so long. We're actually about to head over to a break now, everybody. Well, the time has almost come, everybody, and I think all of you, are you all excited for the second Royal West End sing-along performance of SIX The Musical? I think they most certainly are. My goodness me, you are a noisy crowd tonight, and I love it. I love your enthusiasm and your energy. It feels like I'm part of a football match. It feels like I've gone back to the time when the women's England football team won the Euros earlier on this year at Wembley Stadium, and I remember watching that very, very well. But of course, they made history, but now, of course, we want to focus on historical queens than just footballers. And of course, we're going to take a quick break now here, once again, on SIX The Musical, the Royal West End Sing-Along 2022. And we will be back in a few minutes, where we'll be, of course, I'll be joining up with my old friend once again, and fellow SIX The Musical superfan, and SVN fan for that matter, of Ella Gretorix at the Theatre Cafe, just off Shaftesbury Avenue, and then of course and we'll catch up with a few other fans as well before we see the second West End Royal Sing-Along performance of this year, of this very royal musical, as always, with the one single number to title it, and that is of SIX. From me, Jack Wright, I hope you, of course, not going to be around for too long, and you do, of course, get yourself a drink or warm your voices, even dress up as well. I mean, you may be at home, but you can all have a part on this performance tonight, and we want you to be singing your hearts out. You've got a few minutes to wait until we'll be live from the Vaudeville Theatre for, once again, the SIX The Musical, the Royal West End Sing-Along 2022, live from the Vaudeville Theatre in London's West End. See you in a few minutes!
We're SIX. Whoa, we're SIX. Whoa, we're SIX. Whoa, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more minute.
welcome back to, of course, the amazing Strand here in London's West End, and also to SIX The Musical, the Royal West End Singalong 2022. We are just a few minutes away from the second performance that is going to be done of this Singalong of this year in 2022, and everyone is all out ready to, of course, go in for tonight's performance. It's also a sellout, there's a packed crowd, and I'm the only one that may be Henry VIII tonight, and I've already got some strange looks, but they were good ones in all good humour for the show. So without further ado, exclusively live here on YouTube, I hope you all enjoy. I will be meeting some other people from the cast and also of our fellow fans of the show later on, of course, in this video and this programme. But it's time, exclusively live here on YouTube. It's SIX The Musical, the Royal West End Sing-Along 2022, live from the Vaudeville Theatre here in London's West End. Enjoy, everyone.
Well, not much we can do about it now.
Something.
Do you know what? I wish that, like, before we spent the whole show competing, we realised it would turn out to be such a mess. Yeah, because if we had realised, then we could have just done something else, like maybe even a fake competition to show everyone how messed up comparing us is. Oh yeah, then we could have found some cool way to, like, I don't know, like reclaim our stories and, like, all become the leading ladies. Oh, we could have done that as a song. Oh, that would have tied things together so neatly.
If only we thought of that before.
Finally, come on.
No choice, but now it's not the law. So we got no choice. We got no choice. We're taking back the life. Wanna raise my voice. They always said we need your love, but it's time for us to rise up. It's so good, laying down in history. But tonight I'm singing this from me. It's all over. Every year I'm through to many times it's been told, and I have had enough of stories to get old. And you might think it's tough, but I have to let you know I'm cold. We're taking back control. You need to know I don't need your love now, now. No, I don't need your love now, now. Don't let it break my heart now, now. I don't need your love now, now. I don't need your love now, we don't need your love.
The parties have all closed before. Over the
Said we have a voice.
And you know what? We might just be remembered for being married to two.
But why does anyone give a Who is
He's continental campaigning.
his religious reforms?
Well, actually.
It's not the time. What do you think it might be?
I don't know. Because of his
Six
Can't compete against all this.
freedom. They are finally free.
What do you think? Are you ready for a royal happy ever after? No, we don't have one. We wish we could tell you our lives had happy endings. And there's nothing we can do to change that.
That was quick.
Wait! This is our show and we can literally
of
have
course.
whatever ending we want.
So then, seeing as there's 5 minutes left of the show,
We decided to give you our
slightly edited version
of what actually went down all those years ago.
Because after all,
We're one of a kind, no category. Too many years lost in history. We're free to take what crowning glory. For 5 more minutes. What's the number, ladies? We're 6. It's We go down on one knee. Stop. They got their revenge. We'll see them at stage door very shortly. Oh.
What is this?
Sipping away for it.
Yeah, I think so.
The whole Queendom for that matter as well.
I think that's
It's no longer a kingdom, it's a queendom.
It's good they're doing that again.
That's fun. So they run out of it. I always come prepared.
Long live the Queen! All hail the Queen! I think I'm out of this one.
gold one. I need to ask Dion to sign something.
You are literally. I can't bear. I saw you in January as well, like every together. Oh my god. Please, honey. I was dancing today.
You already signed mine because I came here in January. But I have got something for you when you're ready.
Perfect. Thank you very much. My name.
The front?
Thank you. This is especially for you. I want you to open it now.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll like what it's done because I would like to actually deliver it as an official thing. Royal tradition. And you'll need my pen to sign it to make it official.
Why am I scared?
It is taped up. There you go. It's open, easy open.
Official business.
I didn't know how I was going
I wrote on this especially just earlier on this week.
Oh my gosh! This is so good! Thanks, that's so nice.
Thank you. I love it. On the front.
I was going to say it for you.
I love this.
I want everyone to hear.
Thank you so much.
I was going to say. Oh, yeah, hang on. Yeah, if you let me have it, I'll give it back to you. I, Henry VIII, former King of England, Ireland, France, and former head of the Church of England, swear by Almighty God that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Queens of SIX The Musical, their heiresses and successors according to law. So please help me God. I will give my loyalty to the Queendom and respect its rights and freedoms. I will, as a duty-bound, honestly and faithfully defend the Queens of SIX The Musical, their heiresses and successors, in person, crown and dignity against all enemies, and will observe and obey all orders of the Queens of SIX The Musical, their heiresses and successors set over me. With your one of a kind, no category, too many years lost in history, you're free to take your crowning glory. There you go. You can sign it and have it as an extra. You can keep it in a frame. It's officially yours. Keep it safe.
I get it.
Cleves is free, everyone. long way since old Jack Trot in KD Theatre.
I have.
We've waited a long time to finally see you. Whenever you're ready, I'll be here. I'll be staying.
Absolutely. There we go.
Got the speech in there.
Where's Amy gone?
I need to give her a rub.
No, it's not. My talents are I mean, when we first got into like all of this stuff. I know, yes, Amy? Thank you. I saw you at West End Live and you were amazing.
I'm about to change Seymour. Sorry. In it? So amazing. Like, listen to
Somebody got a pen.
No, I've only read one. I'll be here all night otherwise. I had to say it earlier on though. I've waited all night. I've got one for every person, even who are not even asked. Well, what a time for this to happen. Singalong. I finally gave in to my wives.
I'm so glad. I've never been to a Singalong.
If you're familiar with that Disney film Robin Hood, you know, when Prince John got beaten, I just went, my reaction after when I didn't get picked, I was like, oh no, it's so miserably unfair. I'm a bit like that, like with Henry, but I'm not that childish. I actually had a good mother in Elizabeth York, because that was Henry VII's wife. We never touched much about the Tudor period. We only knew. Can I have your autograph? I've got my hands full. You have to take it. Thank you.
Can I just easy work. Yeah. Oh, thank you so much. All of your Seymours were gorgeous. I was like,
And I was harmonising. I wanted to do a duet with you as well. Well, you're going to need that other pen because I've got something else for you. Oh, where your picture is, please. Thanks, Rachel. Well, I didn't even realise you were in the film Flushed Away.
That's my biggest thing.
Here's a little more.
Yes, that's me.
Yeah, I remember.
I was like 10.
That was about like 10 years ago. Oh,
Stop your pen.
that's fine. No, it's fine.
Get it back. You can find this going into access. Dennis!
Oh, you're right, Danielle.
Dennis!
Vicky Mads has started all that, if you know who she is.
Oh, yeah, I do know.
Hello, Ennis. says, what are you doing here? You're not supposed to be here. That's the actual words.
Right.
Here's I've got a gift for you as well, Danielle. If you heard my raw proclamation earlier on, I've made my own oath of allegiance, and I am supporting you. I swear by Almighty God that I'm going to be part of the Queendom and respect it, and I'll support you all the way.
A present for you.
Thank you very much. Here's yours, Rachel, as well. If you want to open it up, to make it official, I want your autograph, and then you can keep it in a frame.
Can I do it at home?
Oh, well, yeah, if you just get something, just to make it official, you need to sign it
I
and
will.
then put it in a frame.
Okay.
And put it up as a picture.
I will do. I love it. That's yours.
Yeah, thank you very much, Rachel.
Thank you so much, Henry.
You're welcome. Lovely to see you.
Lovely to meet you.
Oh, is that yours? Is it? Okay, thank you.
That's all right. I'll see you tomorrow. Yes. Oh, I think nails.
Absolutely been absolutely crazy here at Stage Door. I'm trying to get everyone here. It's just been amazing. I'm hoping to get all the others and get rid of my oath of allegiances, which I never got a chance to mention earlier on in this, of course, me program. But honestly, tonight has been an amazing night. So I'm going to go and get the rest of the queens. I'll see you in a few minutes. Very well. I've already got your signature. I got an honourable mention in the programme back in January.
Oh, yes.
Yes. I was going to say, so it's already signed, but I also, if you heard me earlier on, I made my own special oath of allegiance to support. If you want to open it up, you can have a look at it if you want. But to make it official, and if you want to put it in a frame, you know, just to keep it safe, you can sign it. There's a little signature, and I've got on the top. I've got your queen.
Is it like a
Well, kind of. No, it's like an oath of allegiance, like in the military, but I've adapted it for royalty. And I've got your colour as your queen as well.
I'm gonna love this!
Since you're arrogant, I've got gold on there.
Stunning. Yeah! Oh, wow! Okay, so I need to sign at the bottom.
That's right, yeah. And then you can keep it in a safe place and put it in a frame.
It's official.
Oh, yeah.
So lovely to see you again.
Well, it's lovely to meet you too as well.
So lovely.
And also say hi, because I'm doing a vlog as well.
Hi, vlog!
The Royal West End Singalong 2022, SIX The Musical.
Love that. Oh, it's so nice to see you again.
It's lovely to see you too.
So lovely.
And if you want to follow me on Instagram, I'm Real Next Gen King Henry VIII on Instagram.
Is it on here?
No, but I'm also, my real name's Jack Wright, W-R-I-G-H-T.
I've seen you before.
I think I might have tagged you in a few things on,
Yes.
on social media.
Okay, I'll double check it.
Yeah, if you could. Thank you so much, Amy. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Lovely to see you. Thank you. Can I have your autograph, please? I actually got this programme back in January because I got an honourable mention for being the only one as Henry VIII as my There you go.
Love that.
If you just get to where you're
inside.
I've got my hands full, so
I'll take it.
yeah, I was going to say.
I was like, not helping you at all.
That's fine, don't worry. I wasn't expecting this. I've been waiting. If you heard me earlier on, I've also got I've got a special gift for you as well. So if you heard me do my royal proclamation earlier on, I've actually made my own oath of allegiance to the Queendom and to all of the queens in this production.
Oh, incredible.
So if you want to quickly, open it up, just have a look.
Yeah.
And if you want to make it official, there's a dotted line for you to sign, and you can put it in a frame as a keepsake.
Oh, of course.
And you can put it also on Instagram as well.
Yeah.
I'm on there as well. So
Oh, amazing.
I'm so happy you were on tonight because I've been following. You've been amazing. Great.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh, should I sign it now?
Yeah, if you could.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I've done it in your colour of what you were wearing.
Oh,
your costume.
amazing.
That's grey, by the way. It's not silver like Seymour.
Yeah.
I've also got one for Claudia as well. So I think she's on here tonight. So.
Oh, yay. Well, it's signed. The allegiance is done.
There you go. And that's on camera. It's proof. There you go.
All right, well, nice to see you.
Do you want to take a Claudia's for me if you want to.
Yeah.
Because since she's not here.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you can also give Roxanne as well.
Okay, cool.
Because she plays that as well. So. You have no idea how long I took to print one of these. These are 11 in total, and I've given away a few of them already. There you go.
All right, well, nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. Safe trip home. Bye. So I think Amanda's next, who played Anne Boleyn tonight.
Here's an extra number. Just kidding. With every day.
Hello. My name's really Jack Wright.
Jack, okay. It's not Henry there.
No, well, I like to dress up as him.
Yeah.
I'm the modern reincarnation of him.
Yeah, beautiful. Very well done.
And also, I've got something for you as well. If you heard it. No, it's not. It's not your head. Come on. Pantomime enough.
Exactly.
I have made especially personalised over the legions. So, like, you know, one of the things, you know, you get in, like, you know, when like the Queen's Guard normally swear by, you know, to protect the royal family.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you want to open it up, just to make it official, I need your signature, and you can keep it in there and then put it in a frame as a keepsake.
Oh my God, really like put effort into this.
Yeah. I worked all week on it, and I've already got your signature. I already got your signature because I came for the January.
Yeah. I know that. Was it different? Would you say that it's different since the last one?
Very different.
Yeah.
It was loud, and I shouted "Off with her head" during your song. I really went for that. Off with her head.
Yeah, I love that. I wish you could join like in the lives as well. You know what lives?
I did do that. I tried to sneak in a little bit, but
did
you
you?
know, but I don't like to, you know, do anything out of, you know, I don't like to distract.
I like it though.
So there you go. As I said, I got your colour as your queen.
Oh yes, even that.
I was even wearing jewellery tonight, and I've also got a green ring as well. As you can see.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So all you need is just put your personal signature on there, and then you can keep it in that envelope as soon as you get it in a frame as a keepsake.
This is beautiful.
You're welcome.
So did you write this yourself?
I did. I adapted it from an actual military one. So like, you know, yeah. They don't normally do that, but anyone who's obviously in charge of like any of the armed forces underneath, well, our king now, you know, that's what they need to do. Normally, before, like when you go to Windsor Castle, they normally get the oath, like they say, my mission is to protect anyone, to deter anyone from the royal family. So that's what it's from. So yeah.
Wow, amazing.
So
you should probably know about this.
I was gonna say, I mean, allegiance is basically, you know, well, you know, it's a kingdom that needs respect from its ruler.
Yeah.
The opposite of that is treason.
Okay.
But because in real life, you being Anne Boleyn, she was guilty of treason.
Yeah.
So because she wanted to try and overthrow the running of
guilty or not.
of the monarchy.
Exactly.
But no, there you go.
I realised I should have written Anne Boleyn's signature, I guess.
Oh well, I was going to say initially, but no, I'd like to be
It's too
personal.
late now. It was like Queen's signature and then about.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Well, I was going to say, you already done that in my programme anyway, but thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And say hi as well to my camera as well.
Hello.
We're all West End Singalong to it. Lovely to see you, Amanda.
Yeah,
and I'll come to see you very, very soon.
Yeah, I hope so.
Thank you. Well done. Thank you. Bye-bye. Well, what a memorable, indescribable and monumental stage door experience that was. Not just for myself, but for everyone else that were there at the Vaudeville Theatre. And also to all of you, I hope you enjoyed that watching at home also too. Well, we're going to take another quick break here on SIX The Musical, the Royal West End Singalong 2022. But when we come back, I will be reviewing this incredible performance that has just happened. And also, I've got a few little surprises to show you right after the break. See you in a few minutes.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more minute.
Yeah. I mean, there's been so much going on with what happened with everything going on, even though that I was unwell just a few weeks ago. It's just crazy. You know, like having half of the cast leaving this time next week. I mean, honestly, that was just crazy. There's been so much going on in the UK Queendom, or production Queendom for that matter, not just the fans. And also there's a big meet-up coming up for Musical Con as well. Honestly, it never ever is stopping, is it? It's just going ding, 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 ding all the time. Absolutely crazy. Okay. We're about to go back and live too, of course, for this, for the end of this episode. Yeah, I will. I understand. I know I've got that, but I'll mention that, of course, when we're back on air, so. Okay, let's carry on. Well, hello once again and welcome back everyone, of course, all you loyal royal subjects of the UK Queendom, and once again, like I said, welcome back to the final part of SIX The Musical, the Royal West End Singalong 2022. And you might be wondering why I may be in a different outfit here, and of course you might be wondering why, of course, it's been so long since you last saw me, and there's quite a bit of a massive change to my appearance here. And of course I'm going to tell you all exactly that before we get to the main part of this part of this episode. And I would just like to apologise that this part of the episode was actually filming right now. This was now actually from today was 2 weeks from where I last saw the show, and once again the second Royal West End sing-along of the current West End production of SIX at the Vaudeville Theatre. If you want to know the reason why it took me this long to get this last part filmed and of course live for you, is that because I have been suffering, unfortunately, from a sore throat. I certainly didn't expect it to happen, but since, as you did see from the Mega 6 earlier on in this programme, also because of how loud the atmosphere was, I was literally singing my backside off, and I was actually trying to sing over the music because it was so loud in there. I nearly got deafened as well by because of how loud it was, because of we weren't actually exactly near the speakers, but we were about the third row from the front of the theatre, myself and my dad John, who's not here at the moment, but he did actually help out filming a little few bits of footage from once again the stage door that you just saw in the last part, and also he took over while I sang along during the Mega 6 like I just mentioned earlier on too. But yeah, basically I strained my voice for the night following on, or of course after the performance, and we didn't get back, of course, back home here, of course, here in Littleport where I'm based, until the early hours of the morning. Our sat-nav in our car took us in weird places, took us to like random places in London, which obviously drove myself and my dad quite mad at times, but luckily enough we managed to sort things out and get back home. And he actually had to go to work the next day, believe it or not, because it was on a Sunday, which is also the day today as well, which at the time I'm filming this part of the episode for you guys right now. And honestly, unfortunately, I ended up, I was so tired, I was burnt out after the incredible performance. I was okay, by the way, I didn't like pass out because of exhaustion. It was just because of tiredness, and I was so excited the night before on the Saturday to go and see the show, so that's why I honestly didn't, and unfortunately I was too lazy enough to get some water, and basically my throat dried out, and it got really sore, and I've also just been to the doctor as of today. It's not serious, by the way, and also, by the way, I may have caught it from someone in the theatre. It is a seasonal cold. I can clarify, it is not COVID. It's not COVID-19, thank goodness. I've already had that from earlier on this year, to any of you who do follow me on Instagram. That actually happened when I was auditioning for a show that I'm currently doing rehearsals for at the moment. And but more information on that, of course, later on in this episode. And also, like I said, I've just been to the doctors today, and I have been confirmed that it is possibly a mixture of two things. I'm trying to remember exactly how to say it. I think it was pharmyelitis, I think, and it's basically where the back of my throat and also the tonsils were swollen and they got red, and I've also got I'm starting to develop quite a big white spot at the back of my tonsils, and that's also a sign of tonsillitis as well. So they're all connected together, and every time I swallow, even just of now, I've been trying not to swallow as too much because it's still very painful on my right side of my mouth, and also in my throat. Of course, this would be your left, obviously, if you're seeing it on the camera right now, as I'm talking to you right now, but I am currently on medication, and I am receiving it, of course, from tomorrow and the start of next week on Monday. And also, there has been so much going on also in the world of this production of the West End production of the show, as I can move on straight away from, just to clarify, that's why my, if I do sound a bit throaty, of course, I've had no choice but to, since it has been 2 weeks since I last filmed anything involving this episode, and I can only apologise. My health has to come first, so I'm so sorry it's took me this long to finally get around to filming this, but all is not lost, of course. It has been worth the wait, though, because I can quickly talk about, and of course I don't want to try and make this too long and ramble on, because I want to try and save my throat from getting any more painful. But I can just summarise and also talk about, just from the last part, of the truly incredible, I think, and monumental and indescribable Royal West End sing-along performance of SIX The Musical for the second time this year. And honestly, it was honestly on another level, guys. Honestly, it was very different from the first one in January, like I mentioned earlier on in this program. And honestly, it was just on another level, guys. It was a sellout. The audience were incredible. They were so loud. They were just singing their hearts out, and I was too as well. And also the performers as well, who were on that night. They had an absolute, I could tell they had an amazing time, and honestly, the atmosphere was just electric come the end of the show. And as I said, I mean, I could go on and on and on about it, but here is, of course, for that matter, here is a little few highlights from, of course, that night. And you might actually notice a few of the other people that were at stage door, not just including myself, but also my good friend Ella Gretorix, and a few other fans that, of course, all of the people who played the Queens, once again in the second Royal West End sing-along production performance of SIX, from, once again, from 2 weeks ago, on, once again, the 25th of September.
Post sing along. Are we ready? Okay. win this time.
Ready? I think I'm out of this one.
I still can't believe that I actually managed to get him in loads of those bits of footage there, just from fellow theatre goers, and also once again filmed by most of the cast of the Six Queens in the show. Once again, the people who played them, and the whole cast also, to Amy Bartolomeo, Amanda Lindgren, Rachel Rawlinson, also Dion Ward-Anderson, Danielle Rose and Esme Refero. It was also a swamp massive, everybody, would you believe? And as of today, it's also just been talked about that Danielle was also on just recently as Catherine Parr just yesterday on Saturday. As of course today, the date, that is the 9th of September, October, sorry, my apologies, because we're actually in the month of October now. But so much has been happening in the UK production Queendom, it is ridiculous. But honestly, to all of the queens that performed that night, well done, and it was an absolute pleasure to meet all of you. And also I was very relieved to also give out, you might have not noticed, everybody, earlier on in, of course, this episode at Stage Door, I also got a chance to give away some very special gifts to, of course, the cast of Six in that Royal West End Singalong performance. And they were, of course, my own personalised version, because I made these just a few weeks ago, of a Oath of Allegiance. Now, I'm sure most of you might know what one of these are. These are normally associated or used by people who serve in the British Armed Forces. Also, even the Queen's Guard, or now, of course, it would make that the King's Guard now, since, of course, we were paying tribute to our late, of course, Queen Elizabeth II earlier on in this programme. Now it being, I think it'll be renamed the King's Guard now. And I actually made, this was an example, as you can see just right here, if you can actually see that because of this light as well. And it also featured the actual signature of Henry VIII. And if you may have seen my royal proclamation that I did at Stage Door earlier on in this episode, it's basically I got the logo of the musical of Six, along with the names of the six wives, and a quick reminder of what I actually put in this Oath of Allegiance. And for me, being the only one there dressed up as Henry VIII, and I actually delivered this actually at Stage Door, and I literally once again made it a royal proclamation. I was so brave and very confident to do this, but I got a huge cheer from some other people at Stage Door after this. And just a quick reminder of the transcript of what I actually put on this Oath of Allegiance, and it reads: I, Henry VIII, former King of England, Ireland and France, and former head of the Church of England, swear by Almighty God that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Queens of Six the Musical, their heiresses and successors according to law, so please help me God. I will give my loyalty to the Queendom and respect its rights and freedoms. I will, as in duty bound, honestly and faithfully defend the Queens of SIX The Musical, their heiresses and successors, in person, crown and dignity, against all enemies, and will observe and obey all orders of the Queens of SIX The Musical, their heiresses and successors set over me. You're one of a kind, no category. Too many years lost in history. Now you're free to take your crowning glory. Well, of course, you see that little reference to one of the last song in the show of SIX, and honestly, guys, I had so much fun making this. This was an example that I also used, just basically to use that. I might actually be using a future event as well, because I will be telling you a bit more about that at the end of this episode. But as you can see, I basically, even though it was on paper, I actually printed them off, the actual ones on card, and also had them on a beautiful like marble background, like if it was a proper, kind of like a certificate as well. And you can also see the band around it as well, which is actually coloured gold. That's of course to indicate the colour of the Queen. So this was my first template, or of course draft, that I gave to Amy. But Amy has got hers, and all the other cast members have as well, and I hope you've all enjoyed having them. And honestly, it has been an absolute pleasure to meet all of you, and you were all responsible for an amazing stage door experience that I will never ever forget. And I had so much fun meeting you all. And I've also heard quite some sad news, everybody, guys, because also, as it happens, I've just got some breaking news. Yes, I've just been told by our production team that I think come next Saturday on the, once again, just to clarify, I'm trying to get the date right here. Yes, it is the 15th of September. Some of the current cast are going to be leaving. I know! Oh, that is such a shame. I can't believe it. I think that was actually, I think I must have found out this news just a few days ago, but I have just been reminded by the production team that some of the people who are currently in the West End production of SIX The Musical are going to be leaving in a week's time. Once again on Saturday the 15th of October, because I have actually heard there is going to be not just an all cast change, not everyone is leaving, that thank goodness, but I have also just been confirmed and also just been told to clarify that there is a brand new, of course, a few members that are going to be joining and also replacing some of the people who are going to be leaving the show. And I have been told that Amanda Lindgren, Amy Bartolomeo, and also Tmay, Bob Egby, and also Misha Turner. So 4 of the Queens from who play the principal roles at the moment, even though that I didn't see Ismay and also Misha earlier on, of course, a few weeks ago. But yeah, I've actually just been told that they are going to be leaving very, very soon. But also, just to clarify, guys, I have also just been given an updated cast list. So just to clarify, if you are seeing this on your screen right now, we have a new people playing the roles of Catherine of Aragon, Anne Boleyn, and also Catherine Howard and Catherine Parr. Catherine of Aragon is going to be played by Rhiannon Louise Mikulski. Anne Boleyn is going to be played by Bailey Carson, who unbelievably, I have been told, I think actually she is part of the LGBT community. I think I have been told, I think she might actually be the first ever trans performer to actually play a queen in the show. Is that right? I am actually getting confirmation. I think that is actually true, everybody. That is unbelievable. Wow. I hope, I know that she has been asked to be part of this, and I hope that's okay. That will go all right with some people. I'm not complaining about this. I'm all here for the inclusivity of anyone who is part of the LGBT QIA plus community, because I am a proud ally, just to inform you all. But back to, once again, to clarify with all the new cast for SIX The Musical, which is going to be happening from 16th of October onwards. Claudia Karaoke remains as Jane Seymour, and Dion Anderson, who's playing Anne of Cleves, they are set to remain in the cast. But there are going to be two changes once again to the person who's playing Catherine of Aragon. Smay Bob Egby is going to be replaced by Coco Bazigara. And unbelievably, from the alternates initially, Roxanne Couch is going to be offered the part of the principal role part of Catherine Parr. So, because initially she was an alternate, and I do remember that I saw her as Jane Seymour earlier on this year as like I said, Jane Seymour on the first Raw West End Singalong production that happened back in January of this year. And there is some changes to the alternates. Playing alternate Catherine of Aragon and Anne of Cleves will be Monique Ash Palmer. Danielle Rose will still remain as alternate Anne Boleyn and Catherine Howard, even though she just completed Swingo, like I said already earlier on in this program. She has completed officially Swingo now, but she is still, her place in the show still is unchanged. Then we also are playing alternate Jane Seymour and Catherine Parr. We have Leah Vassell. And also, for the first time, also after being initially a super swing, but she is still remaining as a super swing, but she has been promoted to dance captain, because initially Esme Refero had this part. Rachel Rawlinson, as I mentioned earlier on, who I did see as Jane Seymour in the production I saw and the performance I just saw 2 weeks ago, she still remains as a super swing, and she's also the brand new dance captain, taking over the original place where Esme Refero had that initially, but she also stays on as a super swing as well. And I've also just been told that also along with those two, also, though I do remember seeing from the UK touring production that happened at the Norwich Theatre Royal back in 2021, and I know I never got a chance to make an actual video of it when I went to see it, because that's when COVID restrictions were around, and I was quite anxious of filming around that time, as I mentioned earlier on in this episode. Harriet Watson is actually, she is down, it does say she's down as a super swing here, but before she was called that, she was also called something completely new to this production, and also in the world of theatre productions in the industry, she is down as a universal swing. And just to clarify to anyone who don't know what a universal swing is, that is basically someone who learns all the parts of the Queens. She's already completed Swingo in theatre slang and theatre terms, so she's played all of the roles, once again, that are in the show, but she can be called as an emergency cover, just the same, and that's what a super swing is basically, at any time when someone is unwell or injured in either the West End production currently that is going on at the moment, and as of tonight as well, with since it's still going on at the moment, and also the UK touring production as well, for when it goes all across the United Kingdom. So I know that was a lot to take in, guys, but that is of course the updated cast of that is going to be so basically the monarchy, and also the new of course additions to the Queendom, and also to the new, of course, queens that are going to be coronated on, once again, the 16th of October 2022. They will be joining, of course, the Queendom here in the United Kingdom. And also, I've also just been told that, is that right, sorry? Oh no, my apologies. No, it's nothing to do. She hasn't got any involvement with this production, but I have also heard that very famous performer of Rebecca Wilkes, or if you might remember her, Rebecca Wicks, sorry, my apologies, I did say her name wrong. She is also going to be replacing Jana Brock Patel in the UK touring production as well. I'm familiar with who she is, guys. She currently, she was actually before she left the show, because she's not in it now, but the last production she was in a musical called Millennials, which was a pop cycle musical that was done recently at the Other Palace, at the theatre in London's West End, just off the West End in particular. And yeah, that's incredible. That's brilliant to see. I mean, as I've said before, I'm just getting all this information thrown at me here, and just to try and get it out of my mouth to let you all know about this. I bet you're going absolutely crazy as much as I am, even though I've just seen the show just from a few weeks ago. But there we go, everybody. That is an update on, of course, a cast change that is happening in a week's time, from next week onwards, on once again next Saturday, the 15th of October. And well, there you go, guys. Honestly, I mean, I certainly wasn't expecting that. But also, going up, of course, with that, going off slightly off topic, I've also, if you did not notice, of course, I am in something completely different. I am dressed in something that I managed to get. I managed to get a few more additional bits of merchandise, as also to add on to all the other things I have. Of course, my SIX The Musical at Hampton Court Palace pin that I have got on my Henry VIII coat, which is just behind the camera right now. But I also got this amazing design, a personalised t-shirt, which has got all of the crowns personalised, and each one indicates of course, each queen, and in the colour of the costumes they wore in the show, along with, of course, the very famous order of them, going divorced, beheaded, died, divorced, beheaded, survived. And it's also got a beautiful gold version of the musical logo on the side, as you can see there, which looks absolutely beautiful. And as well as that, I also have got, I'm very proud of this actually, of having this in my possession. This is the first time I've actually had a SIX The Musical personalised cap. And as you can see, it has got the golden crown, which is the emblem of the show, which is on the top of the eye. As you can just see that on the top there. And just on the rim side, as you can see there on the brim of the cap, you've also got a silver or grey coloured version, once again, of the show's logo. And also on the back, you also have divorced, beheaded, died on the back, where the adjustable strap is. I've already adjusted it, if you just noticed there, which is velcroed. And I've already tried it on, as you may have seen that, of course, at the end of the last part. And honestly, that was an amazing purchase. Honestly, I'm very, very proud of getting that. And also, to add to my collection, I also managed to get this beautiful purple and gold crown, based off, of course, once again, the logo in the show. And there's also a personalised key ring, as you can see there. I can just let it dangle slightly so you can see. And yeah, I've got my own personalised crown there, as I said. And I know I haven't got a collection of keys, but there it is. I managed to get that alongside, once again, my t-shirt that I've just showed you there, and also my cap. And also, as you did actually not notice earlier on, I never got the chance to show this to you beforehand. I managed to get this souvenir program of the show all the way back in January, and since also they were running a little feature on the show. They didn't do it this time, unfortunately, from 2 weeks ago. They ran something called, what was called Queen of the Night, or Queen of the Show, it was initially. And anyone who dressed up as their favourite queen, with obviously coloured things to represent each of the queens that are in the show, you would also get a signed poster and also a signed programme. But since I already got a poster from the show, I decided, I was actually gifted this, and I was actually acknowledged by one of the usherettes back in January, of course, as I was going to say there, make sure I get the date there and the month right there, guys. And yeah, I asked the current cast to actually sign it, and it says, of course, on the front, even though it is just been signed there, it says, "To Jack, love from the Queens." And just to remind you guys that I also, as I said, I know I don't think you could see every single one, but I got the whole of the current West End cast to sign the inside of the programme, and it's got their personalised signatures there as well. And as well as that, I nearly managed to complete the whole set. I know I got the 6 main ones, but I also managed to get Danielle and also Esme and Rachel's signatures. Just missing out on Paisley Billings and Roxanne Couch, because the last time I saw Roxanne in the first Royal West End Singalong production of the show, they weren't doing stage door at that time, because that's when COVID restrictions were being very, very strict about that. So but no, it's such a shame that I just missed out on those other 2, and I know they're going to be leaving. Of course, I know Paisley's going to be leaving the show, I think, from what I do know, and but Roxanne is staying on, and so is Danielle, and once again Rachel and Esme, who were the last few queens that I managed to get signed. And they've also got their own oaths of allegiance going as well. They, of course, Roxanne and also Paisley are expected to receive them. I'm sure they already got it, and I'm sure the other cast members informed them what to do. But I hope you enjoyed them. If you obviously have not seen me just yet, hi guys. I hope you, of course, have a fantastic final week of being in the show of SIX. And I'm so sad that I never got the chance to see you perform in the show. I know I've only managed to see 2 of the shows here in the West End of London. But I hope you have a fantastic final week, Paisley, excuse me. And also, Roxanne, I know that you've just finished your last Seymour show as an alternate, but I know that you're going to be Principal Catherine Parr from the start of next, of course, Sunday as well, and I couldn't be any more happy for you. Congratulations on getting that part there, Roxanne. Oh, I'm terribly sorry you had to hear me cough there, guys. I'm not doing my throat any good, guys, am I? Well, with that being said, I am going to wrap this up very, very quickly. And with that being said, thank you so much. That is it, everybody. I know. I can't believe another episode, and also themed, of course, video, all to do with my favourite royally amazing musical itself of SIX The Musical has finally come to an end. It is the end of, once again, the SIX The Musical, the Royal West End Singalong 2022, and the last one for this year as well, everybody, would you believe? I know, that is a real shame, guys, honestly. But as all, of course, with all shows, all good shows, they have to come to an end. And like I said, I would like to say a huge thank you to all of you for watching. Honestly, I've had so much fun going once again, not just to see the show, but to make this video for you guys. I want to say a huge thank you to everyone on the production team who have literally been the saving grace. Even when I'm not 100%, they have been on this project right from the very beginning. And I know this was also all my idea initially, but also I would like to say a huge thank you to all the performers once again that performed tonight, just from a few weeks ago. Once again, Amy Bartolomeo, Amanda Lindgren, also Rachel Rawlinson, Dion Ward Anderson, Danielle Rose, and also Esme Rafero. I wanted to make sure that I got all your names right, guys, so that's why I was a little bit slow just saying them all there. But to also everyone who never got the chance to also perform just a few weeks ago, I hope you all have a fantastic final week, of course, since you're going to be leaving very soon. And also, for that matter, guys, this may be the end of another SIX The Musical themed video. But that is not all, because in just a few weeks' time from this time, just from yesterday, is the 2-week official countdown to one very exciting event that I am proud to announce very, very shortly, that I am going to be making a special VIP and also PA, of course, personal appearance at in just a few weeks' time.
This will be the UK's
First ever musical theatre fan convention.
We are bringing all of the fans under one roof
For the first time ever.
What's better than that? This is for the fans from us.
This will be one place to celebrate all of our favourite musicals.
Musical Con is like stage door to the max.
There will be meet and greets,
Special performances,
cast reunions.
cosplay,
Sing-along.
lip sync battles, workshops.
Can you sing? Can you dance? Can you act?
You better get down. At Musical Con, there's going to be so much to do.
So much to see.
I want to see you there singing with us, dancing with us. It's going to be great.
This is for
The fans.
MusicalCon is taking place.
the XL London.
On the 22nd
And the 23rd of October.
Get your tickets, don't miss out.
You can book them now.
We can't wait.
Iconic.
Yes, that's right, everybody. If you have been following me on Instagram on, once again, Rio Next Gen King Henry VIII, I have been talking about this for the last few weeks, and now is your 2-week warning. It's your 2-week warning and countdown that I will be heading once again to West End Musical Comic Con, once again at the XL Centre in London on the 22nd and 23rd of October, and I'm also going to be going dressed in my SIX The Musical inspired cosplay of King Henry VIII of England, which I wore earlier on in this episode. And for any of you who have no idea also that there is going to be a Queendom meetup as well on that very same day. I will, of course, be letting you know more about it. It is to be confirmed from what I have been heard, but I know that I will get more information about this. If you do follow me once again on Instagram, guys, I will, of course, give you the full lowdown of what you would expect from me to also personally appear there as well. And also, I've heard that the writer of Toby Marlowe, from one of the writers of the show of SIX, is also going to be doing a speak there as well. He's going to talk about how he got the idea for SIX The Musical, and also I have also got a chance to meet him again, because I did actually see him earlier on this year at Hampton Court Palace for, once again, the Raw Reunion production, Divorce Beheaded Live from Hampton Court Palace, and I also have got a chance to get his autograph as well, and hopefully a little chat as well for that matter too. So, but there's so much planned for that event, and honestly, guys, tickets have sold out now, as I've just been heard, and also it's just been confirmed right now by our production team. But if you have got a ticket, please let me know, of course, all on my social media platforms. And I'm really looking forward to being a part of that event. And honestly, guys, you are in for an amazing weekend, all themed around, once again, musical theatre. And I'm not just going to be the only one there. There's literally going to be hundreds and hundreds of other people there. So honestly, it is going to be an event that I am certainly looking forward to, once again, in just 2 weeks' time and 14 days and counting. And of course, just to remind you all that as well as that, I am, like I mentioned, I am currently in rehearsals for a production that I'm doing, because I do amateur dramatics in my spare time. For some of you who have no idea, that Campaign Amateur Theatre Company will be performing their, of course, musical production for this year, their annual musical production, and it is this year of Elf the Musical, and that's going to be performed at the Maltings in Ely on the 17th to the 19th of November 2022. And tickets are currently on sale right now for this production, and if you want to get tickets for this show, You can do that right now by once again visiting the website that is on your screen right now of ticketsource.co.uk/Cat Ely, and I know it's a Christmas themed musical based on the film featuring Will Ferrell, who did it initially, even though it is a month early since it's all once again Christmas themed. But I would appreciate all of you that are watching right now to come and support that production if you can make it. And also, I know, of course, it's not until next year in 2023, but I have also can confirm that I am going to be seeing once again the UK touring production of SIX The Musical, and also it's going to be an unofficial celebratory one, because next year will mark 5 years since the very first production of SIX The Musical, when it was done by the Cambridge University Amateur Theatre Company. And also it was done at the ADC Theatre initially in Cambridge, but it's going to be performed at the Cambridge Arts Theatre, this production that I'm going to be seeing next year in 2023, and that's going to be in the month of February. And tickets are still available if you are interested. That is the closest venue to me, since I live here in East Cambridgeshire. And if you have not got tickets for that, they're currently on sale, and all you need to do to get your tickets to be a part of that local production where I'm based here in, of course, in East Cambridgeshire of the east part of England here in the United Kingdom. All you need to do is visit the website of www.cambridgeartstheatre.com. But I would do once again, when that time comes, when I get the chance to see the show, I will let you know which performance that I'm going to be seeing when that eventual production comes around. Well, with all that being said, that is it, everybody. As I say once again, that is it for the SIX The Musical, the Royal West End Singalong 2022 episode. Honestly, guys, I have had so much fun, honestly, being a part of not just that, of course, performance that happened just 2 weeks ago, but just to see SIX again. I mean, this may be the last time that I'll be seeing it for this year, but of all the times that I have seen this show this year, I haven't just seen 2 Royal West End sing-along performances in the West End. I've also had the chance to see it once again at Hampton Court Palace, the home of King Henry VIII himself, with the Royal reunion once again, also of the original West End cast queens coming back as well. I've also been heard that they have finished filming the professional film production with also the original West End cast, which was filmed earlier on this summer with once again at the Vaudeville Theatre, and it is to be confirmed. It's still currently in production at the moment, but the filming has been completed. But production of the film is still going on, of course, the post-production, but I will let you know, guys, or also any of you who may have been following it as much as I have, to give you an update on when it comes out. But honestly, guys, tonight and also from the last few weeks has been absolutely incredible. And even though that I felt ill even just recently, and I know that I'm starting to literally, of course, give myself a real painful sore throat, it's all been worth it though. And like I said, I have had so much fun doing this video for you guys, and it's gonna take me a while, I don't think, to get this all together. But once again, I am really looking forward to letting you all know that once again, I can't wait to see all of you at West End Musical Comic-Con. Once again at the Excel Centre in London in just a few weeks' time, on once again the 22nd and 23rd of October. I'm going to be entering the cosplay competition in that. I'm also going to be meeting loads of stars that are going to be there. Even the current West End queens, sorry, the original West End cast, sorry, I meant to say that, actually my apologies, like I just mentioned earlier on, that performed at Hampton Court Palace. They will be there as well, but as their band of SVN, which I know I covered recently on my recent episode of Theatre see it safely. If you have not seen that, do go and watch that episode. It was a real good watch and a fantastic an event to be a part of. And I know loads of the fans of SVN, of the SVN Nation and the Queendom are going there to support them. I've even been part also, just to quickly remind you guys, that I've also, just to quickly also confirm that I'm also going to be part of a project which is also just mentioned, which is following on from a trend that was done also at the first ever headline gig that the band of SVN did at the O2 Academy, Islington, back in the summer, like I said, back in a few months ago. And that is going to be known as the hashtag Rainbow, I think, project. Yes, there we go. I just want to make sure I get the word out right there, and I got the name of the project out right. And basically, because I have also heard that SVN are going to be performing at West End Comic Con, musical con, and I've also just been told that I think one of their songs they're going to be singing is one of my favourites, which is called Free, and during that song, someone known as Fit Olive, but I know her personal name, Olivia. Hi there, by the way. If you don't know who I am, you get to see me in the flesh. She has brought to this idea initially from Millie's Outfits and also Millie More Chill on Instagram, both of them, which I do know, of course, their personal names as well. Melissa, Sophia, Hannah, Cathcart, and also Shannon Maddox, I think that was her surname. They initially came up with an idea of to hold up cut out red card paper hearts and hold them during when the band sang their song, their empowering empowering song of basically titled Woman. But this is going to be kind of similar, but this was also done also at their gig as well just recently, because some people went with pride rainbow flags and also flags that are part of the LGBT of course AIQ plus community, and that is they waved them during when they sang the song once again of Free. But also that is going to be highly encouraged to wear anything rainbow coloured when they perform that song on the main stage at once again West End Musical Comic Con. My apologies, I had to clear my throat there and cough. But they are going to do once again something very similar to that, and also you can other people are making personalised and also paper and also card coloured and also coloured as well, like with pencils, colouring pencils of rainbows as well, to highlight the very important message from the lyrics in the song of that as well. Well, with that being said, and before I lose my voice, that is just a quick reminder that I am part of it, and if you want to also be a part of it, it's currently trending on Instagram at the moment. All of the people that are the marketing team at West End Musical Con have also been informed when they're going to be performing on Sunday afternoon at midday, at 12 p.m. on that day, on the 23rd of October. I know, unfortunately, I may not be able to go there to actually see them perform, but I will be wearing something in their honour, because I actually, unbelievably, have got an amazing musical theatre masterclass lesson with the amazing dancer from Australia, and that is Adam Garcia, who I did also see play the role as the artilleryman from Jeff Wayne's musical version of The War of the Worlds. That's also the character I'm dressing up as for the cosplay competition, and I know that you may have seen me perform as that character in my Life Begins Again Singalong 2022 performances. There's also a link to that performance as well in the video description box below if you haven't seen that as well also. And with also that being said, once again, thank you very much for watching the SIX The Musical, the Royal West End Sing-Along 2022. It has been an incredible few weeks for this musical, and I know it's going to be quite sad from next week, of course, to see some of 4 of the current West End cast going to be leaving this time next Saturday. but I think it's very, very appropriate just for a laugh, since of course this is the last time that I'll be seeing the musical of SIX for this year. Let's travel you all the way back to, I think it was 2019 actually, when, of course, before even the performance that was done recently this year in the summer of, once again at Hampton Court Palace, the home, once again, of King Henry VIII, the ruthless Tudor king himself, from the Tudor dynasty, lived there. Of course, his two wives of Anne Boleyn and Catherine Howard got executed once again at, and were buried once again at the Tower of London. And they did do a special flash mob performance to basically promote the show. And honestly, we had the original West End cast of SIX, the West End Queen's Return, and perform in front of an amazing, not exactly packed crowd, but there was quite a big turnout for the flash mob, and also all of the alternates were there. I'm sure you might recognise some of the faces of the people that performed with the original West End cast that you're going to be seeing very, very shortly. And honestly, guys, it has been an incredible few weeks, and it was definitely herstory in the making. See what I did there? But to play us out once again, thanks very much, of course, for watching. Of course, SIX The Musical, the Royal West End Singalong 2022. And until next time, au revoir, adios, au wiedersehen. Now, once again, as I do, of course, correct myself, playing us out with also a rendition of the final song from, once again, the musical of SIX, written by Toby Marlowe and Lucy Moss. It's the original West End cast queens and alternate performers of, once again, the production that took place at the Arts Theatre in London's West End, which includes Jarnera Richard Knoll, Minnie O'Connell, Natalie May Paris, Shekinah McFarlane, because Alexia McIntosh wasn't there that day when they filmed the flash mob, Amy Atkinson, Mayor Quasona Breed, Colette Guittart, Vicky Manser, Courtney Stapleton, and also I think no, she actually left at that time, Grace Moat. I don't think she was part of that initially before, and she was going to be a part of that, but I hope you enjoy, everybody. And once again, to everyone in the Queendom, it's time for all of your voices to be heard all across the nation, as once again we have another rendition of that very famous song, once again from SIX The Musical. It's simply the number of, once again, that is the title of the show, SIX. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you very, very soon. Bye-bye!
Welcome to the world famous Tower of London. Divorced, beheaded, died. Divorced, beheaded, survived. Now they are free to take their crowning glory.
He got down on one knee, but I said no way.
Are we done? Oh my goodness. I can't believe I've really pushed myself in this one, but my goodness me. We got there in the end. Oh my goodness me. Now I can definitely rest this, but at least I'm on medication now. But well done everyone. I can't believe we've done it. And that's the last one for this year. I mean, we've crammed so much into this one, honestly. I mean, as I said, I know that the production at Hampton Court Palace earlier on this summer was quite incredible. But this has been exactly on another level. But the musical has had so much, you know, going for it this year, honestly. And I know that I never get a chance to mention it earlier on because I've just been trying to save my voice. They've got a production going on in Netherlands next year. The Netherlands! The first ever European production of SIX. I know it hasn't been translated to Dutch yet, but I know that the current UK Tory cast are going to be doing that production, aren't they? Oh my god, that's going to be incredible. Well, honestly, I mean, and especially with Toby going to be at West End Musical Con in next week as well. Honestly, there's, you know, it's still going, and it's even still very popular. I mean, it's still being toured across Broadway in America, and even in Australia and New Zealand. It just never stops. It's just going bang, 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 bang all the time. It's just like the whole world is just alight with this show. That's just so magical, and what a time for that to happen. For the musical to also be celebrating its unofficial 5th anniversary since it was first done. Not even like just professionally yet, but next year that's going to be quite huge for the show. Honestly, that is going to be quite a royal celebration, and definitely a royal happy ever after as one of the lines from the show. Well done though, guys, well done. That was so much fun, and honestly, I'm going to go and rest and also save my, of course, my throat. And with that, honestly, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure for me to do this with all of you. And once again, as the final word from myself, that concludes the SIX The Musical, the Royal West End Sing-Along 2022 episode. It's all over for this year in 2022, but honestly, the musical will be back bigger and better than ever from next year in 2023. Bring it on! And also, most importantly, I'm sure you've been watching from above our late Queen, Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. I know we couldn't save you this time, but I'm sure you were there in spirit watching. You will be missed. But most importantly, God save our new and gracious King, Charles III.